Cicero. How do I even begin to talk about Cicero? Cicero was, according to many, one of the greatest masters of prose and public speaking ever to grace us with his presence, an influence on politics and philosophy for thousands of years after his death. More than that, he saved the Roman Republic because he was a man who always fought for what was right, no matter the odds, no matter the consequence. And yet, he kind of drives me crazy, because it seems to me he fought for what was right for the most petty and selfish reason. Not for wealth, or fame, or power, but for the pure, smug satisfaction of being the most self-righteous person in the whole world. This week on Jack Rackham's Magellan TV Book Club, I am once again recommending Mary Beard's, 5 different series on ancient Rome? I mentioned her the last time Magellan TV sponsored a video on Rome. Her work is just such a great look into how Rome functioned as a society, which means she tackles both questions like, what was it about Rome's geography, political climate, and society that allowed it to grow to such an unprecedented size? And, hey, we found a tombstone for a baker. What do you think his life was like? But if you've been keeping up with my recommendations and are looking for something new, allow me to throw out something you might have missed. There's a series called Ascent of Civilization that has an episode on the Roman army. Who were its soldiers and how did their background and experience in the army come to shape Rome's military over the years? Magellan TV is still running its special holiday sale. Buy one annual membership gift card, get one free. So make sure to take advantage of it while it lasts. And thanks again to Magellan TV for their support of the show. Fun fact, the name Cicero means chickpea. The Romans have such adorable nicknames. So growing up, Cicero was just a nerd, the biggest nerd. He had a natural talent for Greek, rhetoric, philosophy, all the usual suspects. And pretty soon after finishing his education, he starts working as a lawyer, and, he's standing up to Sulla's cronies. Sulla was this military dictator who was killing all of his opponents, so, that's the thing with Cicero, is that he was doing all of these noble acts, so you can't really hate him. But then you look at his arguments in court, and they're stuff like, well, you see, my client couldn't have killed his father because he was eventually going to inherit everything anyway. There are no other possible motives. Therefore, my client is innocent. Therefore, you knowingly accused an innocent man of murder. That makes you a greedy crook. And you know who else was a greedy crook? The man who killed my client's father. Cuff him, boys. By Jove, detective, you've done it again! Sulla was killing his opponents, though, so Cicero quickly had to go, oh, look at the time! I think I need to travel far away! Get some isometric exercise. Public speaking can be so hard on the lungs. He survived, luckily, and rose up the ranks doing more of the same. He got a job basically as a provincial attorney, and he loved his people, and they loved him. So he prosecuted the governor, faced up against one of the most famous lawyers in Rome, and won. I think the real trouble is that before mass media like radio or newspapers, the best chance you had to campaign in front of lots of people was in high-profile court cases. So in between neatly laying out all of the arguments proving this guy's corruption, Cicero keeps stopping to say, and of course I'm not doing this for the honor of humiliating the most famous attorney in the world, even though people have told me I'm pretty great. In fact, it brings me nothing but anxiety to be so important and to have such good judgment, but I don't have the heart to tell my people that there's anyone more suited for the job than me, because I am incapable of lying. So I guess this is my cross to bear. But Cicero's most famous case, in part because of his own efforts to publicize it and tell everyone how great he is, was the Catalinarian conspiracy. Long story short, this guy Catiline lost an election, so he and his supporters decided to attack the Senate chamber and kill his political rivals. But where he messed up was planning it all out beforehand, because when you plan your attacks, then sometimes somebody finds out about it and tells Cicero. So Cicero chases off the conspirators sent to kill him, the attack on the Senate is called off, Catiline tries to go back into the Senate like everything's normal, and Cicero calls him out in front of everyone like a total Chad. Catiline pretends to go into exile, has another crack at insurrection, Cicero catches him again and makes another big speech about what a scoundrel Catiline is and how Rome will never be defeated by such treachery, and everybody claps. And then he just keeps going. He talks about, and you know, with how big of a deal this is, and it's a pretty big deal. I wouldn't be surprised if you gave me a medal, or had the whole city host a parade for me, or built monuments to my glory. You know, some people would really like that, and a lot of people are telling me I deserve that, but I don't want any of that. I'm a humble man, a generous man, a gracious man. I don't ask for a lot of things, only the everlasting recollection of this day, and that my name be revered among the Romans for all time. Here's a list of all our most famous heroes, and you know, if you think about it, I'm kind of better than all of them, because they added to the empire, but you know, I just saved it from complete destruction. You know, these guys wouldn't have a home to come back to if it weren't for me. Ever think about that? So the next time you need anything, just remember who's keeping your wives and children safe at night. That's right, it's Cicero. But he wouldn't be riding that high for long, because his whole savior of the Republic shtick aged like milk. Caesar invited him to the super cool rich boys club for generals and oligarchs called the First Triumvirate, but Cicero turned him down because he thought it would undermine the Republic, which, yeah, it 100% did. But then again, Cicero did sell out the governorship of Macedonia so that he could buy literally the biggest and most ostentatious house in the city of Rome and physically look down on everyone else in the city. So part of me absolutely believes this was all an ego trip. Well, the rest of the super cool rich boys club doesn't like him anyway, and one of Caesar's cronies ends up bullying him out of Rome until Pompey decides he'd make a good tool and gives him a job as a governor in some faraway province where Cicero did what he did best: running a sensible government, undoing corruption, living frugally, and making everybody happy, I guess. Caesar goes to war with Pompey. Cicero ends up on the losing side of that arrangement, but Caesar is like the most chill dictator ever, so he lets it slide. And then, you know the whole thing about the guys who stabbed Caesar to death? Cicero gets upset because he wasn't invited, but there's this line from Shakespeare that I absolutely adore that goes something like, "Hey, we should invite Cicero. He hates Caesar's guts." Yeah, but Cicero won't do anything unless it was his idea and he gets all the credit. Yeah, good point. Cicero kinda sucks. Let's not invite him. So for a little while after Caesar and Pompey are both dead, Cicero ends up as the most powerful man in Rome, but immediately he starts irritating Mark Antony. He actually convinces the Senate to make Antony an enemy of the state, but unfortunately, the guy they sent to fight Antony was Octavian. And instead of fighting... Oh my god, wait, you have a burn book? That's crazy. I have a burn book. Oh my god, we should team up. I'll kill everyone in yours if you kill everyone in mine. Deal. Oh. And that's how Cicero's severed head ended up in the Roman Forum. Imagine clocking in for work downtown and seeing that there.